All right. Hey, Kristy, thanks for making this call. Kristy just got done with the 90-day program, which is all online. And Kristy's a nurse, and she has a hectic schedule. And if you guys, most people know, nurses are getting pulled a million different directions. And not only is it emotionally draining, but physically draining as well. And she was, before she came to me, she was struggling with trying to find that balance. So just tell me a little bit about where were you before working with me? How do you feel and what were you struggling with?
I was struggling with my runs. Running was something that I like to do after work just to kind of decompress. And I felt like I was really being sluggish. I was having trouble keeping my balance. I was really fatigued by just runs that shouldn't be a big deal to me. So after the program, my runs are so much easier. And the people that I run with make comments that it's hard for them to keep up.
Yeah.
Before the plan, I was stopping at Starbucks every day and getting either some kind of breakfast, or I was getting like a very large tea, or sometimes like a specialty beverage. And now I'm completely off caffeine, and I fall asleep within about 15 minutes of going to bed, and I feel like I have energy throughout the day, and I don't need the caffeine anymore to keep me awake.
Yeah, because before you were kind of talking about like you were just kind of, maybe relying on that Starbucks for breakfast, caffeine, and you weren't getting the quality sleep before either. So now you're getting that sleep that, especially with your schedule being working nights and things like that, that can definitely
Mhm.
play a role of, fatigue and tiredness.
Yeah, having an inconsistent schedule made it very hard for me to decide, like, what am I going to eat before I work out, and what am I going to eat after, and is it too late to work out? And having you there to answer those questions for me, so that I had a better idea that, no, I should still take my shake after I work out, even if I'm going to go to bed in an hour. Just learning more about how my body's using all of this food as fuel, instead of just kind of arbitrarily putting things in my body hoping that it like works well.
Right.
Works a lot
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, and before you started working, how did you feel? A lot of people, it's always good, like, cause you feel. How did you feel emotionally about like where you were, like, before working? On this, this next step in your journey. How did you feel in the emotional sense?
I was very frustrated. I don't know that I consider myself like an athlete, but I am always very active. I like watching sports on TV, and I understood how those people like had a plan, and they, by using that plan, that's how they made sure that they had enough energy to get through a game or to finish a race. And even some of my friends that are, more active than I am, I saw them and I was thinking, like, I can do this stuff. Why is it that I can't figure out what this secret is? And it's not a secret, it's completely science. It's just knowing what you have to do, and being frustrated. I mean, that was a lot of time wasted. Like, I should have been using all of that time to learn, and then all of the things that I've learned from you, like, I've already adapted them to, the next week and the next challenge. When I'm on vacation, then I get to see, like, okay, this is how I can use everything I know and adapt it to being on vacation and not having all of those same options. Like, I don't have the same gym, but I know what options I have to work out, and I might not be able to follow my meal plan exactly the same way, but I'm calm about it, and I'm more confident that I can make a good choice when I'm not able to make my own food, or I don't have as much control over the food that I have available to me.
Yeah, so it's like you learned a little bit better about how to get over those obstacles and have the tools necessary and the
Hmm.
core principles so you can like adapt and adjust and still be successful.
Yes.
So that leads me to this question, like what have you achieved so far? How much have you lost? How much you gained? And that could be more not only physically, but maybe mood or spirit, maybe if you're in the better mood, maybe, things like that. What were some of your results?
So I lost 20 pounds of fat and gained about 8 to 9 pounds of muscle. I dropped a scrub size, which is a very big deal to me. Having scrubs in my closet that I couldn't wear that were, monogrammed, that's frustrating. So being able to wear those is great. Being able to actually play with my nephew, like after I go for a run, I would stop over at my sister's house. It was on the way, and I would be so exhausted. I would just kind of like sit on the floor and we would kind of play there. But now I can grab him up and I'm doing like 20-pound resistance up the stairs, and he thinks it's a great game. So
Yeah.
I'm a lot more fun.
That's cool. Yeah. And so you got more, so you build more lean muscle, you lost body fat, you have more energy, your mood's better, and that can kind of translate into like other areas of your life, just like you said, it's like playing with your nephew or nieces or whoever. So, what were your biggest fears before beginning our work together?
Oh, I have to check my cheat sheet for that because like I wrote things in the book as I read it.
Okay.
The things that I was worried about, that I would just gain all the weight back. That is like a big thing for me, or that my family or my friends around me wouldn't support that I was doing this. It's not that much different than what I was doing before since I was active, but sometimes people around you aren't always super supportive when they see changes. So I was kind of nervous about that. And to be honest, everybody in my family and all of my coworkers were very supportive of it. Um, and then they had questions about how they could get involved and what they could do, better a little bit every day. um, I have something beeping. That's my oatmeal.
Good. I see you're on point today.
um, so I was most scared about gaining the weight back, and I thought that maybe after the 90 days that something was going to happen and I was going to forget what I was supposed to do or when I was supposed to do it, but that's not the case. Like my body knows that if I don't work out, it's going to feel different, and I know that when I work out I'm going to feel better, and I know that when I stick to the meals that I should be eating, that I just feel so much better. The way you made them for me, there's no dairy in them, which is a problem for me. And if I sway from that at all, I feel kind of run down and kind of like garbage, plus all of the awesome side effects of having dairy in my life. So when I go back to eating what I'm supposed to eat, I feel so much better. Like my pants fit better within like 24 hours, and like any kind of skin thing that's going on, the hives or anything, just go away because I'm eating what I'm supposed to be eating. I'm eating what my body likes.
Right. And so you're still learning sustainable long-term habits, and they're turning into like a ritual so you can just keep going on to them now, right?
Yeah.
So the 90-day program kind of helped put those in cement for you so you can keep continuing on these habits. So what would you say to anyone who wants to work with me but is kind of on the fence due to time or money?
I don't think that money is so much a problem because, like you said, this is building concepts that you're going to use forever. It's
Right.
not, it's not anything that is going to disappear. It's not, magic. It's learning. It's just like paying for like a class or a course to teach you how to improve your life. Like that that that's not that much money to teach me how to do something the correct way. And time, last week I worked 70 hours. The week before that I worked 70 hours.
Wow.
I have a family. I'm on call 24/7. So I feel like if I can make it work with like the online program, then I feel like anybody can make it work. The
Yeah.
the apps are great because they're instant, so it doesn't matter if I finish my workout at 11:30 at night. It tells me if I made an improvement, and then when you are available next, you can see that, and then we can have a conversation about it, and either modify things or add a new activity to
Yeah.
the workout.
Right. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing I think for most people is the time or money. It's like, hey, I don't have enough time. I got kids or I got work or I'm stressed. And those are some, and that's more reason to do it. So you can be better at other areas of your life. Because when you take care of your health, you can take care of your kids better. You can be better at work. You'd be better a friend, a partner, whatever. So that is with the time thing. With the money thing is exactly hit on the head. It's like this long-term investment that you're going to be using the rest of your life. So if you can find something that you can't put a price on something that you're going to be able to use the rest of your life, and like the foundational habits that are going to help you feel better, have more energy and last a long time versus the yo-yoing a lot of people do throughout their life, right? So people go back and forth, up and down, or they just go on. Anybody can lose weight, but is it something that you can sustain, or at least find some sort of like balance with that where you can keep continuing to do that, right? So that's the key concept here, is to implement something like that you can maintain for a long time.
This kind of takes the stress away for me. Like I know what I'm supposed to make, and if I have it all prepped out and I just pulled my stuff out of the fridge to take it to work, I'm confident that when I'm at work that I'm going to have, the right amount of food, that I'm going to be satisfied and I'm not going to have cravings while I'm there, and that it's good for me. I'm not eating anything that's bizarre, any weird.
Mhm.
I can tell you the ingredients and everything. I know
Right.
that it's good for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing with nurses, right? It's hard to find. A lot of people don't know what to eat, or they feel like they don't have time to eat, and many don't actually prep their food. So when you prep your food, you're working on not only with your appetite, but like the cravings as well. So it kind of suppresses your cravings because you're getting good food, delicious food, but
Mhm.
ones that will help you in the gym, also keep you full and satisfied. So that's like a key component. So I'm so proud of you in these 90 days. Like, you've been an all-star client, and I really appreciate your effort. I mean, you did the work, you followed, you trusted the process, and like, I can't thank you enough for being an awesome all-star, student or client, I should say. So, Kristy, thank you so much for your time today, taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you got to go be a nurse and start saving some lives today. So, uh, we'll talk soon. We'll talk later, and have a good day.
You too.
All right, Kristy. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
All right. See ya.
Bye.